of you have been clicking on our Denver 7 app and website trying to figure out what the mysterious plane was that was spotted flying in circles over Denver yesterday. Well, Denver 7's Mark Boyle went to the military looking for answers and explains if there is reason for concern.
It's the airplane that has thousands around Denver talking today. It's a large military aircraft called Iron 99 that circled above Denver for about an hour. Denver 7 has confirmed with the Navy this is an E-6B that serves as a floating strategic command center controlling communications with nuclear submarines, ground and air crews. You can see the flight path. The Navy says the FAA told the aircraft to go into a holding pattern, but the FAA tells Denver 7 they never communicated with the plane. A high-ranking government official told Denver 7 the plane was on a training mission. The Navy says its missions are classified.
You know, if China and Russia would decide to create a new order, I will be the first to join. Alis ako dyan sa, there used to be the League of Nations before. It was in Hague something. Itong predecessor ng United Nations. It used to be called League of Nations. Nothing happened, there's still war.
I don't remember any day or any time like this. This is the worst.
I think it's horrible. It's a shame, and I just want to know why. You know, what caused it.
A San Francisco teachers union is coming under fire this morning for offering an anti-Trump lesson plan for teachers in that district. That lesson labeling President-elect Donald Trump a sexist and a racist man who, quote, became president by pandering to a huge racist and sexist base. It was created by a teacher who says that she hopes to empower and support students. But our next guest is calling it inappropriate propaganda. Joining us now is Harmeet Dillon. She is the RNC committee woman from California and the former vice chair of the California Republican Party. Harmeet, thank you so much for being with us.
Happy to be here this morning, Ainsley.
Well, thank you so much. So this is a union that represents teachers in that district and represents 57,000 students in that district. And they're posting this on their website, that this is a new lesson plan for teachers to follow to teach kids about Donald Trump being a racist and a sexist. What's your reaction?
Well, I think it's very inappropriate, as I've mentioned, and it's not just that Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, bad person, but that the people who voted for him are also all of those bad things, racist and sexist. And it's a very one-sided vision, a very dark vision, and a very negative and unbalanced vision of what happened in this election. And I think it's going to have a chilling effect on students who might have been conservative themselves or might have parents who voted for Donald Trump. There are a few of us Republicans here in San Francisco.
New Zealand rocked by another earthquake in 2 days. New Zealand has been hit by another earthquake just days after 2 people were killed when a massive quake caused a tsunami. The quake measured 5.4 on the Richter scale, according to the USGS. It hit the town of Blenheim, in the most northern point of the country's southern island, just before 6:09 p.m. local time. The tremors come just 2 days after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake killed 2 people, left more than 1,000 stranded and caused billions of pounds worth of damage. The small South Island tourist town of Kaikoura, a popular spot for whale watching, bore the brunt of the devastating earthquake. The town was still cut off on Monday by landslips that covered road and rail links in both directions. New Zealand Prime Minister John Key said it was cost billions of dollars to repair the mass trail of destruction. The latest quake could be chilling warning of more danger to come after tsunami sirens were played near Christchurch on Monday night. A network of tsunami sirens appear all along the coast in front of Christchurch to warn the 375,000-strong population of Christchurch to evacuate coastal areas when there is a tsunami coming from a long distance. It comes after a third-strong quake, measuring 5.8 magnitude, struck near Kaikoura on the east coast of the South Island yesterday. More than 600 residents and 1,200 tourists were trapped in the town, with Mr. Key warning they were now facing horrendous conditions. He said, "It's pretty horrendous for the people of Kaikoura and there will be a massive cleanup."
So when you think about the North Pole, what are some things you think about? Some people think about Santa Claus, you think about candy canes, snow for sure, and definitely cold. I think that's one thing that, everybody who thinks about the North Pole thinks about. There's the North Pole at the top of the screen. It was 33.1 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's the crazy thing. At the same time as the North Pole was above zero, you had a couple spots that were way below zero. Down in Russia, Kazakhstan, a couple of recordings there of 40 degrees below zero Fahrenheit and close to 20 degrees below zero.
Wow. Have you looked at the shelter skull? Yeah, she fell into the road. I like how the other two are still there. Yeah. Well, no, I really am going for that blue one back there, because if that blue is on...
Local bed bugs have been found in Florida for the first time in more than 60 years. The blood-sucking creatures were found in a home in Brevard County, and at this point it's unclear how they got there. Tropical bed bugs are a little different. They're bigger, they breed more, and they spread faster than ordinary bed bugs. And experts say the conditions are right in Florida for them to spread. There are now fears of a widespread infestation. Bed bugs are stimulated at night by a pheromone that we release when we sleep. So if you find yourself getting itchy or breaking out with blisters, you'll want to check your mattress. They're also notoriously difficult to get rid of, so you're going to have to probably call professional pest control to help. I'm Danielle Banks, the Weather Channel.
Recently, the U.S. military has been doing what it can to allow witches and warlocks to practice Wicca as an officially sanctioned religion.
It's called a Wiccan Pentacle. Starting this week, veterans of that faith will have the option of having this controversial symbol associated with witchcraft placed on their headstones.
But some conservative activists see this as a much bigger issue.
They are inviting Satan into our military.
Guardians of the North, powers of the earth and home, we ask you to join us today as we come together to honor the harvest season. Hail and welcome!
Hail and welcome!
My name is Private Lee. I'm 17 years old.
I'm 20 years old, Fort Jackson, Echo Company 339.
And I am a pagan.
As the garrison chaplain, I have the responsibility to ensure that every soldier on Fort Jackson can exercise their constitutional right for free exercise of religion.
Right now we're in South Carolina, which is the known as the Bible Buckle. January 10th, we stood up and had 17 soldiers walk through the door. Now we have between 90 and 130. Now it's going to be a black moon on Friday. We're going to capture that energy and work some magic.
We all have a little bit of magic in us.
Magic is the transcension of my soul.
I worship the old Greek gods, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon.
Dreamscapes and worlds of my own.
The natural flow of life itself.
Several things going on this time of year. It's the equinox, it's also the witch's Thanksgiving, it's also the second harvest. Spirit, air, fire, water, and earth. Do pagans worship the devil? No, we don't. All right, and I need a crone and a sage.
I think it's amazing how the military will accommodate for this because it's not the norm in regular society.
There is a hungering in the hearts of a lot of young people as they're looking to find meaning in life, and particularly for a soldier who's asked to lay down their life for values and for a nation. Religion plays a key point in helping answer those deep down identity questions of who we are.
I'm grateful for my spirit guides and the paths they walk with me.
I'm grateful for the presence of magical around. I'm grateful for a chance to change who I am.
I've not yet practiced any magic. Rachel said we would be practicing magic next week, so I think that's going to be really exciting.
A tri-state group says promoting Bibles and prayer circles is not appropriate for school. Now they're threatening to sue the Grant County School District. 9 on Your Side's TJ Parker went in search of answers and reaction from parents.
The Tri-State Freethinkers sent a letter to the Grant County School Superintendent about those violations and asking to have them fixed. If not, they say they'll take the district to court.
This is clearly crossing the line of separation church and state.
Tri-State Freethinkers President Jim Helton claims Grant County Schools is pushing Christianity on its students, a violation of the Establishment Clause, which basically forbids public schools to promote religion or favor one religion over another.
Those teachings should be safe for their home or their church.
9 on Your Side reached out to District Superintendent Ronald Livingood about the claims. The district tells us Livingood is aware of the letter the Tri-State Freethinkers sent, but hasn't read over it yet. He's out of town on business. Jim started to receive complaints after the group started protesting the Ark Encounter, also in Grant County. He says some of the violations include a cutout of a student promoting religion, Bibles in the hallways, and even a picture of a prayer circle outside of the school printed in a district newsletter. From the parents he's heard from, he says their concern is discrimination against non-Christian students.
There's Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, atheist, agnostic, that these children don't feel safe, and it leads to discrimination.
Some parents, though, don't believe it's a problem.
I think it's totally harmless. I think it actually would do these kids some good.
I don't really see any problem with it. I know, like, when I was a kid, we had it.
Jim wants the district to train its staff on the law regarding separation of church and state. Helton says he'll give the district 30 days to respond to his letter. If not, he says he will file a lawsuit. In Grant County, I'm TJ Parker, 9 on Your Side.
Welcome back. The Temple Mount is the site of the first and second Jewish temples, but for hundreds of years it's been occupied by Muslim shrines. The Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Golden Dome of the Rock now sit on the site. But some Jewish people want to build a third Jewish temple. CBN correspondent Julie Stahl spoke with expert Liz Healy about that vision and its challenges.
So what preparations are actually being made right now to build the third temple?
There are actually quite a few, and it just shows that God is giving the Jewish people kind of signs or an expectation that it's time for the soon coming Messiah. But there is a group specifically that has reestablished the Levitical priesthood. They just started a school a few months ago, and they have a registry for those who are from the Levitical line that they could come and be trained and be ready to do the service in the temple. They've also started a red heifer farm. The Temple Institute did with an Israeli farmer, and that was again with ritual purity, that they need to have a red heifer that meets Jewish law and has been supervised and doesn't have any white hairs. It's completely red heifer to be able to be burned, mixed with running water, and then used to make everybody ritually pure to be able to go into the temple.
Went off just moments ago at a military base outside of Chicago.
Peace and security.
Professor, it says here that the ship could trace the purchases of excessive weaponry and stopping terrorist attacks before they start.
Do not get that ship.
He who testifies to these things says, yes, I am coming quickly. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. That means he can come back at any moment. He can come back right now.